1 2 1 2. This is your boy Laddie Boy back with a new tutorial. This time I'm gonna give you a short tutorial on how I try to balance my volumes for the GP 200. So you can see on my physical machine, well, you can't see it, but I have all my knobs here at 12 o'clock to get it out of the way. Secondly, all my patches are gonna remain at 50, and I'm gonna be working from A01 to D01. So here's my, and I actually started out with, um, let me take off the preamp and the amp and the cab. So that's it, raw patch, nothing. Then I'm gonna add a preamp. I'm not changing anything on the preamp. Let me take it out. In. And I'm gonna bring in the amp and I turn on the amp. If I want, I can actually match the volume a little bit. But that's good for now. Okay, now I'm gonna go to my cab. I'm gonna bring in the cab. Out. Bring it back in. So that is my clean patch. I also have my main volume, which is the pedal itself completely pressed all the way in. So I'm gonna save this. So this is basically my clean tune. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna copy this, and you could do this. You can change amps and cabs, and then it gets a little more complicated. I'm just working with this because these are the first one that came up. So now I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste it to the next position. So in the next position, I'm working with the same thing that I had in the first position. So now all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add a chorus. Let me get the depth down a little bit. And I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna rename it as clean chorus. So I have my no, let me go back. Sorry, I took it off. So let me save it again. Okay, so this is my chorus, and this is my clean. Wait. Sorry, I screwed up. So this is my clean. This is my clean, sorry. And B is my chorus. So I'm gonna go back and take my clean. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste it to this one. And now I'm gonna add a delay. Bring the delay volume down. Oh, sorry. Bring the level down. And I'm not getting into the actual settings of the delay or anything like that. I'm just trying to get something that's close to what I'm trying to get in terms of my overall volume. So I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna rename it delay. So you see now I have 3 patches. Here's my chorus. Here's my clean. So those two are pretty close in terms of volume. I go to my delay. So my delay is a little softer, but I can easily go back in here and try and match the level a little more. And save it. So again, this is my delay, my chorus, and now my clean. So now my last one, I'm gonna take this here, I'm gonna copy it, I'm gonna paste it to my D setting. So here in my D setting, I don't want a delay, I'm gonna actually do a distortion. So this is my clean from A1 copy to D1. I'm gonna add a distortion. And you can see, so that's my distortion. Add a noise gate just to keep the noise a little bit. Let me go back to the distortion, dirty it a little more. And now I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna rename it distortion. So you can see now I have my 4 patches. This is my that's my distortion. This is my delay. This is my chorus. And this is my clean. And between the 4 of those, I could hear some slight differences in volume, which I would always want my distortion to be a little louder for playing leads or rhythm. But now tweaking is easier for me than having to keep tweaking amps and cabs, which makes it more time consuming and tweaking the compressor. So every time you start a new preset, if you start to work from a fresh slate, you're gonna have to be going tweaking back and forth. What I did, I used one set of standard stuff, which is my compressor, which is my pre, an amp, and a cab. No, I'm not saying you need to stick to those amps and cabs, but if you build your presets this way, you kind of have some continuity among different patches. So let's say my first 4 patches in A could be of 1 amp and 1 cab, with whether I want to put a patch that has chorus, a delay, a reverb, or the distortion. I know I'm working with a particular amp and a cab for that setting. When I move on to A2, I may change my amp to a different amp and a cab to a different cab, and maybe do a delay and a distortion or delay with a reverb, So what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to build a preset from the beginning, get it to what you want, and build on top of it. It's easier to go back and tweak your volumes that way, because you know exactly which amp you have what volume the amp has, what volume the cabinet has, where your delay was in terms of volume, where your reverb was in terms of volume, and your compressor in terms of volume. So it give you a better way of knowing exactly where your stuff is best by scrolling through. I could say, let's say if I look at my compressor through all these four, my compressor is basically the same. If I go to my amp and I look at my amp, sorry. No, sorry. So I'm in clean. I'm in my second one now. So if I go to my amp, you can see it's the same. If I go to my delay, I go back to my amp, all the settings are easy. And so I always know where my settings are by working from one preset and build other presets off that preset. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, man. This is your boy Laddie Boy with a new video on the Valeton GP200. I also have my Valeton GP5. This is my go-to now since I got this unit because it's so much easier to work with the volume. But this is just a quick way to get your volume levels together for your Valeton GP200. So this is your boy Laddie Boy again. Peace out.